Rachel, the campaign to recall LA District Attorney George Gascon has less than a month to get the signatures they need to trigger a special election. Organizers got a boost on Tuesday when a recall campaign successfully ousted DA Chesa Boudin in San Francisco. And many are wondering, is George Gascon next? We want to warn you, this story does contain video that may be hard to watch. It's the absolute nightmare of any parent who has ever pushed a stroller.
He just stared right into my eyes as he hit us.
A driver veering the wrong way down the street and straight into mother Rachel and her baby Charlie.
My last thoughts before getting hit were, I just need to get Charlie up into the air as high as I can so that the nose of the car doesn't crush him, because that's what would have happened.
They both survived, even though the tire hit the back of Charlie's head.
I have 3 disc protrusions in my lower back, so I've got just constant hip and back pain.
The incident happened last August. Rachel says LAPD gave the teenage driver a traffic ticket and let him go without arrest. LAPD did not respond to our email requesting confirmation. Days later, a deputy DA who supports the recall of George Gascon tweeted the video and helped guide Rachel through the process. Eventually, Rachel was told under Gascon's directives, the 16-year-old driver could not be charged with attempted murder or assault with a deadly weapon. He got felony hit and run and sentenced to 5 months in juvenile camp. Rachel is outraged.
Naively, I thought, gosh, this kid's gonna go away for 5 to 10 years at least.
Stories like this are fueling a historic attempt to recall LA's progressive DA George Gascon. Proponents need 566,000 verified signatures by July 6 to pull it off. They've received 500,000, and 3.5 million voters have received signature forms in the mail with return envelopes. Spokesman Tim Lineberger says Tuesday's successful recall of San Francisco's progressive DA shows they can win.
I think it sends a resounding message about what voters are looking for in their district attorney. They want a district attorney who will actually prosecute crime.
Gascon was swept into office in 2020, promising systemic reform after a summer of outrage over the murder of George Floyd. Gascon ran as the man for the moment, advocating to end policies that fuel mass incarceration, and on his first day announced sweeping directives to end sentencing enhancements and stop trying juveniles as adults. Gascon disputes that any of those directives impacted Rachel's case and maintains that juvenile camp is the most appropriate place for the teen driver.
I want to tell her, this is the best that we have today. Right. We're housing these young men for a few more years, and having them come back as a professional, very hardened criminal, it's not going to be good for you or good for any of us, right?
Gascon says deputy DAs who support his recall are politicizing sensitive cases and that facts don't support their tough-on-sentencing approach.
The reality is that counties, including this county in the past, where you had a more conservative, traditional district attorney, that were not being hammered for every decision, good, bad, or indifferent.
His reforms are applauded by former inmates like Caesar McDowell, who was able to have his sentence reduced and is now helping others through his nonprofit Unite the People.
But we have cases where guys have been sentenced under the gang enhancement laws, given an extra 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years because their friends had on a hat on Facebook. So yeah, no, that definitely is, it's not what the people are looking for, and that's what we work here to change at Unite the People.
Rachel believes in reform, but also that the DA has a duty to prosecute violent criminals to the fullest extent of the law.
I know he has done some good things, but I can't say that the good outweighs the bad.
She worries what will happen once the teen gets out of camp. And if he ever reoffends, she hopes LA County will have a different DA. So what do Tuesday's results say about the future for criminal justice reform? Coming up, we're going to talk to a civil rights attorney and social justice advocate about where California and LA County might be headed. So stick around for that.